After the crowds left on Tuesday after Labor Day weekend, Brian and I jumped in the Jeep and we went driving around to those areas that we knew were highly populated with RVs and campers. And what we found was shocking.
Hi, and welcome to Life Uninterrupted. I'm Brian.
And I'm Shauna.
If this is your first time here, go ahead and subscribe.
And hit that notification bell, and then you'll know every time we launch a new video.
If you are a current subscriber or you watched last week's video, that video really did raise a lot of eyebrows, if you will.
It resonated with a lot of people.
It did resonate with a lot of people.
If you caught our last video, and if you haven't, we'll link it up here. We covered what we are seeing right now in the areas that are being trashed, human waste that's being left behind, overcrowding, people cordoning off the forest for their own use. So in this video, we're going to share with you what we learned from you, what we found, and what we can do.
We've had commenters from Australia, the UK, Portugal, Canada, South America say to us, we're experiencing the same things, and that is people just not respecting the rules of the forest or the rules of the camping areas that they're in.
The rules of public land usage.
Right, absolutely. This video we're going to focus on what we can do better as a collective to make it all better for us. No matter your political affiliation, this has nothing to do with politics. It's about being, frankly, a better human being. This is really nothing new. In a lot of the comments, people say that this has been happening for many, many years, and this is true. I think what kind of exacerbates the issue is, the boom and the absolute explosion of RV sales. What that does is it brings people who aren't necessarily familiar with how to treat the outdoors into these areas, and I think this is predominantly the problem we're seeing.
And in addition to the RVers, it's also campers. So you have a lot of new folks coming out,
this is true,
buying tents, and it's their first experience. Some of them may not understand the rules of or the etiquette of camping and boondocking. Some may just not care. And others may think that there is a special crew, as we mentioned in the last video, that comes in and cleans up behind you, which is not the case.
The signs, that come into most campgrounds, especially if there aren't any facilities, you can see those signs all over the place that say pack it in, pack it out.
Right.
Not sure everyone understands what that means. Well, it means pack everything in, everything out, not just what you want to pack in and pack out. So that can be part of the miscommunication.
After the crowds left on Tuesday after Labor Day weekend, Brian and I jumped in the Jeep and we went driving around to those areas that we knew were highly populated with RVs and campers. And what we found was shocking.
The camp hosts in that area may have already come through and cleaned everything up. It's quite possible.
Again, not their job, but they may have.
Right. And perhaps people were doing the right things. We can hope for that, right? So by and large, we were shocked and surprised that it was pretty clean. That said, we went down another little side chute off of the main road in the main camping area, and we came across this.
So sad. I mean, really, if you're going to take the time to burn your garbage, at least pick up your cans, because leaving your garbage behind isn't the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So you burn it, and then you leave your cans. Come on.
Cans aren't going to melt people, at least not for quite some time.
And it's a hazard to small reptiles in the area, and it's just plain ugly and the wrong thing to do.
So that's the burn pit, or the fire pit. What we found in terms of human waste and toilet paper and paper bags. And
imagine a young family has pulled into this area to camp, and the kids are out exploring, and this is the kind of thing that they find. This is bad.
Yeah, it really is, and it does not bode well for RVers and campers, like we said earlier.
Right.
If we're not careful, these forest areas, these free public lands, they're going to close, and we're all going to be worse off for it.
Right.
So here's an example of a nice natural watering hole for animals. We see elk and cow, and we've heard coyote, and I'm sure there are other critters out here as well. But hey, check this out. Someone has decided, just feet from the watering hole here, as you can see, they've decided to use this as their own personal bathroom, and it's littered with human feces and toilet paper. Whenever you think about camping, the number one law in camping or RV camping or tent camping, boondocking, whatever it is pack it in, pack it out. You'll see that as a message all across the U.S. with all kinds of different parks, national parks, state parks, even U.S. Forest Service lands. So, pack it in, pack it out. What that means is make sure you bring enough bags or whatever it might be to collect your stuff and haul it out when you go.
It's that
Just
simple. It's that simple. And if everyone would do that, everyone would do their part, we wouldn't be seeing the messes that we're seeing around this land.
Or maybe a lot less. So beyond pack it in, pack it out, you can always carry extra bags to help clean up the area that you're in. For instance, if you pull into a RV site or a campsite and it's got some litter around, pick it up. Let's talk about pooping in the forest. Gotta have fun with this, folks, or else it'll eat you alive.
We're known as the poop people, so it just goes to...
So
and it goes along with the territory.
Watch some of our other videos on our composting toilet. That would give you the gist of that.
Yeah, thank you for explaining that.
Okay, so another tool that you can have as an RVer, newbies, seasoned, veterans, is a foldable camp shovel. Serves a lot of purposes. They unfold very easily. If any of you have these, you know what I'm talking about. Just that simple, and you're ready to go. So what might you use this for? Funny you should ask. Let's show you. You have to dig a cat hole and leave your human waste behind. Do it the right way. Dig that hole 6 to 8 inches deep, cover it up, take your teepee with you, don't leave that in the hole. All will be right with the world.
If you're camping and you have no facilities around to use and you have to go to the bathroom, get yourself a backpack, throw one of these little shovels in it, put a grocery bag in there, your toilet paper, and head out. Dig that hole like Brian mentioned, cover it up, throw your toilet paper in the grocery bag, put it in your backpack, and walk back to camp. Easy peasy. You want to take a step up from actually having to dig this cat hole while you're in the forest or in the desert, wherever you might be. The other option is maybe a luggable loo, and it's something that you could also make yourself, but what it is, it looks like a Home Depot bucket with a toilet seat, and then you put a bag inside of that bucket to catch all of your
waste.
Yes.
And these types of things aren't relegated to Home Depot buckets. So
no, sorry, Home Depot.
Any kind of 5-gallon bucket will do.
Exactly. That's the only one. You would know that. I'm
people
sure Lowe's carries them.
People relate those to,
Yes,
those
exactly.
two things. But.
So very easy, get you up off the ground. You don't have to dig a hole, but what you do have to do is you have to pack it in and you have to pack it out. That bag of waste has to go with you.
It's also very important to know if you're an RVer or even a tent camper that might have a cassette toilet, it is illegal. I don't know of any place where it's not. From what we've read, it's absolutely illegal to empty the contents of your RV black tanks or those cassette toilets onto public lands, or any land for that matter. So let's talk about what we all can do on an individual level to help. I was talking to a Forest Service volunteer the other day, and I was really surprised to find out that all the gas for his quad, for his vehicle, his generator, all comes out of his pocket. And matter of fact, he said that camp host volunteering actually costs him money, which really surprised me. So what we can do to help out these Forest Service volunteers to do their job, stop by and offer them a few bucks for gas.
A donation.
Yeah, if you got an extra gas card or something, give that to them. Let them know that you're supporting them and doing what they're doing, and hopefully not put too much more burden on them.
Yeah, and why is the gas important? Well, they're running up and down these forest roads.
Yeah. Miles and miles in some cases.
Yeah, and they're checking on people, making sure, that people are safe, that...
By and large, abiding the rules of the forest,
yeah.
Those kinds of things. So, all right, the next thing that we can all do is volunteer, and that means volunteering to do cleanups, going to the camp host when you get to camp and saying, hey, what do you need help with? Anything you need from us? Those kinds of things. You never know what they might need.
Yeah, carry a garbage bag with you. That's something that we've started, and just pick up whenever you're on a walk. walking around and looking, especially in fire pits where garbage continues to be left behind.
Another thing we can all do to make sure our forests stay cleaner is if you see illegal dumping, if you witness it, if you see it after the fact, whatever the case may be, just call local authorities, let them know what's going on, and hopefully they can do some kind of investigation. Something that's being tossed around is fee for use. A lot of state parks and forests and things have fee for use, day use fees, those kinds of things, but not everyone.
Right.
So something that's being tossed around is a universal fee for use.
Like an annual fee of
annual fee, daily fee, whatever
bucks.
It might be.
Or a daily fee, right?
Right. Some areas in Arizona already do that. You're required to have a pass, a daily pass. If you're in the Tonto National Forest, for instance, camping or boating, you have to display that in your vehicle. Why can't they expand that to every other camping area? Tell you what, it's going to put a crimp in some people's style, but it's going to help increase revenue, and that revenue may be used for providing extra surveillance, law enforcement.
Dumpsters.
Who knows?
Yep.
So again, let us know your ideas. We're interested in knowing what those might be. Those constructive ideas. Let's be constructive about this. We talked about the bad stuff in the first video. Now we're talking about how we can make it better. So leave some constructive comments. We'd appreciate it.
If you're looking for any of the products that we talked about today, check out our link below. This is the link to our Amazon store, and we'll have it located there for you.
So until next week.
We'll see you guys.